Hi. Hi, I have missed you guys. I have not been on in like 2 days. That is literally the longest I have gone since I started podcasting. Oh my god. Hi. Okay, I'm Anna Imagination of the Healing Garden, and if you are new to my channel, I am a philosopher, psychologist, sociologist of 30 years. I have been at a networking event for the last 2 days, and I'm talking like 9 hours of networking, 9 hours on Friday, 9 hours on Saturday, and today I have another 6 hours. But last night, oh my god, it was just so extraordinary. It was like I'm holding back from just like blurting out this review for this woman. It's phenomenal stuff. Her name is Danala. She is extraordinary when it comes to business structure, marketing, public speaking. And this is what this event is. It's for public speakers. I'm getting ready to take the stage, but I'm the real one, the real one, the real one. And it was a lot of growth crammed into 2 days. And I've been struggling with my niche from day one, And I didn't have an understanding of what it was. I didn't, 111, my little timer's 111. I'm so happy. It's been a lot trying to figure out the niche. And I thought I had it, and then I went a long way and nothing felt right. And then I had a whole lot of stuff with my person, with my VIP, and it was finally a massive, okay, I got my philosopher's compass. I've got my eye of I all figured out. And I finally was able to articulate the right words to my person, to my partner, to my person. I said to him, we're not friends. Because friends behave like X, and we don't behave like X. We're not lovers, partners, anything else, because they behave like Y, and we're not behaving like Y. So you tell me what this is, what the relationship is, and what I am to you or what you are to me that fits in something that is neither X nor Y, because X is wrong and Y is wrong for my personal logic. Every time we say the words right or wrong, add the words for my personal logic, because it really puts in perspective what's right and wrong. It's a really helpful tip. Pro tip. There you go. So it was just, and we did it. It took us 1.5 years to sit down and finally say it, but we are on an adventure. There is no relationship. There is no friendship. This is an adventure. And he is my sharing person. That's what this is. He is my sharing person. So when you walk away from certain traumatic life events, of course, everyone, if you don't know this, I can't say that everyone does. A lot of people don't. You end up having an association of trauma with the words. For me, it's the word friend. I can't hear the word friend without having a severe, because way too many people abuse the word. Way too many people. I have something on my website called the Teacher's Formula. Read that. It clarifies everything. And it was just this massive, he is my sharing person, and we're on an adventure. And that was all the logic I needed to finally just sit into my brain, click, and then my perspective just went click, 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 click. And I went, there's the logic. Right then, I got my U of I. It's the first time since discovering the Philosopher's Compass that I've been able to sit down and define the U of I for me. So I now have my I of I and my U of I defined, but it gets better. Wait. Yesterday, I went into the networking event, and I was very quickly, I felt out of place. I felt like this wasn't for me. I thought maybe public speaking isn't my thing. I really just didn't feel good or right. And I know what it was now. But finally, near the end, it was literally the last 30 minutes after a 9-hour day. I finally somebody noticed. They had privately messaged me like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, just struggling with something. So at the very end of the day, I finally stepped forward and I said, I can't figure out if this is for me, because I am a philosopher. And my thing is the handbook of life. How do I niche that? And she gave me some real hardcore advice, positive, negative. And I walked away from her advice. My first thought was, perhaps this is not for me. And somebody wrote in the comments, how will I know if you are for me? And that did it. I went, how will that person know? And then I had this little thing in my brain go, it's like the to address on an envelope for a mailing address. And I went, oh my God, instantly. And this was my issue. Whenever you do business, you have three options. You're either going to be in the business of love, in the business of money, or in the business of health. Those are your options. That's it. At least that's what they told me. Now let me think about this for a minute. Nope, that's it. Love, money, and, well, I should say relationships. Relationships, money, and health. Now I'm thinking, well, what about a teacher? Because a teacher can do all of those things. What about, so I don't know why this person, this is something this is like a little thing that's going around the internet. And the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm going, does it really fall into three categories? Because construction came to mind. Construction. Does construction, money? So I don't know. We'll think about that later. But I love networking. Oh my God, do I love networking? Networking is like my passion. If I had my way, I would just network all day long. And I've been asking people and talking about this, going, can you really just network just for the sake of networking? And I have a lot of people coming back saying, yes, you can. I can really just sit on my ass and talk to people all day and get paid. And they're like, yes, you can. So I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But I have been, thank you, Daniel. I have been networking like crazy. Oh my God, that's a whole nother story. Oh my God, I'm going to teach networking. I do things. So I'm like, that is my passion. And my case study, I've been working with her, and she finally, we got to a point where the progress that she's been making has been astronomical. Like 8 years. It took me 8 years to get where she has gotten in 9 weeks. I tried a keeling, polished it up, handed it to her. She had another breakthrough last night. And I went, oh my God. Like, so I am so excited about triadic healing. I'm so excited. I'm just, oh yes. So I'm watching all of that unfold. And I'm just like, triadic healing is turning out to be far more effective than I expected it to be. With the right people. I have to emphasize that with the right people, this thing will just boom, 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 boom. It's like the life organizer for mental health. So I got to the point where, all right, let's start building your career now. And she's like, we're going to do that. And I'm like, absolutely. I don't just heal people. No, I got business. I've got resources. I've got networking. I've got a network. I'm like, why wouldn't I do this? Of course. And she wants to be an opera singer, performer. And I'm all over that. I'm like, yes. So we did I worked her through basically mental blocks that prevent a person from opening, which is like my forte, this is where it's going, is the link between communicating. The thing is, you got networking over here, and then you've got communication over here. Now, this is really, really important. People think when you network for business. This is not true. If you want any kind of a human being in your life, if you are not a hermit, this does not apply to you. That's it. If you are not a hermit, if you are a hermit, then this does not apply to you. Literally, the only people who this does not apply to are hermits. Everybody else, this applies to you. Networking is going to be a part of your life. If you want a partner, if you want a romantic or a sexual partner, you're going to have to network to find one. Whenever you go on a dating app, you're networking. Every time you go on social media, you're networking. You are networking right now when you are plugging into my YouTube channel. You are networking. That's the difference. So then the flip side of all of this, when you look for friends, whenever you go to an event to look for friends, you're networking. So this whole concept of networking is only for business really needs to go away, which is why adults struggle with finding friends, is because they don't know that they're networking. They're going, all right, I'm here. How do I make friends? And the answer is you got to network. So I teach networking classes. I do a whole lot of things with networking. I love networking. So, but I noticed that there's a lot of people who struggle with communication and boundary setting, massively so. So I'm going, okay, I'm over here. This is so funny. I'm over here doing my let's do communication and network, or let's do communication and social anxiety, and let's do emotional management, and let's do boundary setting. And then I go to work. All right, let's network. Let's network. And then I'd go back over here and do the mental health thing. So when they ask me, what's your niche? I'm going, I don't know. I don't know what my niche is. All I know is I really love networking. My niche are mermaids. Mermaids. Voiceless mermaids. Oh, yes. I'm bringing it because on imagination, this is what I do. My niche are mermaids who have had their golden voices stolen from trauma, abuse, and shrinking, societal shrinking. And I teach them how to open up their voices. I work with social anxiety. So that's it. That's it right there. And I found this last night, and I suddenly felt this boom of just warmth fill my chest. And I went, what is this emotion? This is an emotion. I've never had this emotion before, and I know what this emotion is. And I didn't know it then. I was just like, oh my God, I'm so happy. So I'm texting my partner, not a partner, my person. I'm texting my sharing person, and I'm going, you won't believe this. I have a new emotion. I feel happy. My niche are mermaids. My niche are mermaids. Voiceless mermaids. I give the voice back to the mermaids. And I told my my case study, and she was like, oh my God. And it's funny because we never really processed. She's an opera singer who has had such significant trauma that her voice was closing off. I give voice back to mermaids. And I'm like, oh, I could do this for the rest of my life. So I then, like, it was like 3 hours yesterday of just me blowing up social media with this epiphany. I think I even went onto YouTube. It's on my community. And I went, oh my God. So I got onto Facebook and I blasted it out there. And thank you, Dan. Yep. Careful. And when I wrote it on Facebook, just a moment, I'm taking a moment for I'm going to include you in my coffee ceremony. This is my coffee ceremony. This is my mug. And this is my coffee.
Take the spoon out first because you're going to be using it on sugar.
This is my coffee ceremony. I do this every morning. I have one rule in my house. You don't mess with a coffee ceremony. I used to have a husband who would very much mess with the coffee ceremony. He hid my coffee maker. I had mornings where he would hide. Thank you, Dan. Oh, what's this?
It's hot chocolate mixed with coffee.
Oh, here I was thinking it was Bailey's Irish Cream. Thank you. Could you hand me the sugar, please? Yep. Thank you. So, coffee ceremony. This is a process. The day I woke up and my coffee pot was gone, the whole maker, the whole thing. He was anti-coffee. And I'm like, perspective abuse. This is a story I should tell on stage. Don't mess with my coffee ceremony. Perspective abuse. Because it was perspective abuse. And he very much had this whole, oh no, it's not good for you. Perspective abuse. Do you have a death sentence? Why are you messing with a coffee ceremony? We don't mess with the coffee ceremony.
I think you were supposed to keep that separate. But
Oh.
That was my own concoction that I made.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I didn't process that.
It's okay.
Yes. So thank you for participating with my coffee ceremony with me on this. It is 7:15 in the morning in New York City. Brooklyn is in the house. Brooklyn. We have signs in Brooklyn. When you leave Brooklyn, forget about it. It's literally a sign. As you're going on the Queensboro, what is it called? The Queens Bronx. No, I can't remember what it's called. I haven't had my car in so long that I can't even think about it now. The BQE. Oh, the Bronx Queens Expressway. Oh no, the Brooklyn Queens Expressway. Of course, BQE, Brooklyn Queens Expressway. So as you're leaving the Brooklyn Queens Expressway north, you get the sign, forget about it. And I'm like, that's my people. Brooklyn took a long time to grow on me. Brooklyn really was hard for me to warm up to. It took Mermaid Avenue to win me over. Coney Island, literally, we have Coral Ave down here, Neptune Avenue, and Mermaid Ave. Mermaid Ave. You see the way this is going. So my case study and I, back to the mermaids, my case study and I did this whole, oh my God, you do. You really do. And I said, I do. I give voices back to the mermaids. So, which is fantastic because I'm going to be doing like a whole, oh no, I got plans. I have plans for this. Just a minute. All right, let me see here. This is not Bailey's. This is non-alcoholic. Oh, you put coffee in the hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that is not hot chocolate.
It's also got cream and a little bit of honest spice in there.
Oh, honest spice. I have honest spice. It's my special little concoction. It's not special. It's just like, I'll give you the recipe.
I brewed it with a little bit of chocolate, like in the actual machine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't. That'll be my secret ingredient because I use it in all my hot cocoa. I use it in everything. All right, I will give you my recipe for on it. No, I won't do this because I really do want to open a coffee shop in New York City one of these days. It is my dream to do this. And then I will have my cookie recipes and my hot chocolate recipes. So no, I'm not going to give you my recipe. I love you, but not that much. Come to my coffee shop and have my coffee. I really want this thing opened in New York City, but I don't want to run it because I have no interest in running it. I'm just going to hear my cookie recipes and I'm going to hear my cookie recipes and here's my hot chocolate. Oh yes, this is a dream of mine. Boom. This is why I need to be a billionaire so I can create my little bakery. It's not even a bakery. It's my cocoa and cookie shop. Cocoa cookies. My cocoa and cookie shop. Oh yes, I make my own cookie recipes there. They exist nowhere else. They're in my brain. Thank you so much for joining me for the coffee ceremony. So yeah, one morning I woke up and my husband had taken my coffee pot, the entire maker. And I'm like, do you want to die? That's how I started that morning. Like, do you want to die? And he was like, well, I don't like the way don't fuck with the coffee ceremony. So that's a thing in my house is you don't mess with the coffee ceremony. So I give the voices back to mermaids. And I went on Facebook last night and I posted this whole, I got it. And I got engagement. Like it blew up. They're like, oh my God, I relate to this. And I'm like, oh my God, imagine this. When you tell people who you're looking for, they find you. Who knew? So I couldn't calm down. So I went to bed at like 10 o'clock last night, 11 o'clock. And I was just like, my head was reeling and I'm like, woohoo. And then of course I did my usual, I'm up at 3 a.m. And I was up at 3 a.m. and I'm sitting here like writing articles. I created a new website, annaimagination.com. Yes. And that's more my professional side for my public speaking. Because I realize that the healing garden is really fantastic over here, but it is definitely not the same thing over here. Definitely. And I'm like, how can it be professional and mermaidy and professional, but mermaids? But I hadn't gotten to that point yet. I was just like, okay, the healing garden is a bomb. It's just like, it's a mess. And I kept trying to cram my philanthropy side, my philosopher side. And I'm like, this doesn't fit. I love dichotomy, but this is gross. There you go. I love dichotomy, but this is gross. So I don't know what it was yesterday. I think it was part of the networking event. I went, it's time. It is time. It is time. So I created annaimagination.com. Take a look at it. It is like this sleek, gorgeous, sexy little thing. And it's just so party. So I have that all together-ish, most of it. I was playing around with it this morning. I just created the teacher's formula. And this I love the most. There's like, I'm doing a classroom. I have the Philosopher's fountain, but I think I want to change that over to the classroom. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. You're going to sit here with me while I do this. The classroom. Because, oh my God, do I love the classroom. I love shit like this. So I have the teacher's formula. I have the Rorschach print perspective. I'm going to have the philosopher's compass. So what this basically is I have like 5 major points with my philosophy that are like pinnacles that it's still not doing what I want, but it's definitely better. These are pinnacles that I have the Rorschach print perspective, Plato's logic, the philosopher's compass, and the teacher's formula. And these are like, this is what I teach. And understanding, internalizing these 4 things really goes a long way for your mental health, really. So they're precise, they're clear, they're formulas, they're just psychological formulas. I'm going to be doing emotional pathways, so you can go there, just read the emotional pathways, and oh, that's the emotional pathway, and you just follow the emotional pathway right through the emotional trauma. And then if you combine that with all the other stuff, not trauma, but well, processing trauma. I guess you could use it for processing trauma, but you'll need the philosopher's compass and a few other things for that. But that's my point, is once you get the conglomerate of everything, conglomerate, let me look up this word to make sure it's the right word. Conglomerate definition, a number of different parts that are put a group together. Yes, okay, good. Conglomerate. So it is like summation. Mixture, mingling. Yes, absolutely. That's the right word. So I have this massive conglomerate of everything that I'm putting together, and I'm like, yes, this is accurate. I love this. So that's now available at annaimagination.com. So I have my sleek public speaking side. And then I was like writing it all out, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to bed at 7 o'clock in the morning, like 20 minutes ago, right before I did this video. I went, all right, I've been up since 3 a.m. I did my whole thing. My brain is calm again. I'm going to go to bed. So I crawl into bed. I lay there for 2 minutes, not even. And I start assessing. I feel good. I feel aligned. I feel balanced. I feel no cognitive dissonance. I feel peace. I do this every day. Every day. This is like my routine. Do this routine. It's wonderful. Where I'll just lay in bed and I'll be like, my I of I is defined. My you of I. And I got my adventure with my sharing person. And I've got my mermaids. And that was it. I went, oh my God, they are my they of I. And I realized right in that moment what I had done, which is why I'm doing this YouTube video, which is why I'm telling you, which is why I'm going to be like, this is documentation, people. This is how it's done. Your they of I is your niche. I thought it was your community. I was wrong. Oh my God. I love it when I'm wrong. Oh my God. I love it when I'm wrong. I get happy when I'm wrong. I'm like, yes, I'm wrong. Yes. The they of I is not your community. It is your niche inside your community. Oh my God. You have your community, but the they of I, there's going to be people who love you, but you're not going to be fans of them. There's going to be people who are like, are you coming over for Christmas? And you got to do it. Or you feel you got it. Don't do it. Don't. I'm the believer that you're like, no, I don't want to. You're going to have people who invite you to everything. And you just, yeah, they're not my favorite people. Or there's just somebody who's always more fun. Or there's always something better, but they love you. And celebrities have this problem. Everyone loves them, but they only have so much time in their life. So, and that's really it. I think that's really where we get a lot confused, is we don't prioritize our they of I. We prioritize the community, not the they of I. And the they of I is your people. These are the people who are like your best friends. These are the people who get you. These are your people. And I didn't know, I got my mermaid brain over here. And then I got my work brain. I got my healing brain. And, I did this with Facebook, and I can't wait to try this out and fix this. With my Facebook group, it was blasting it all out. Just, here you go. This is it. Here's the healing garden. And I didn't target anybody. So I ended up with a conglomerate. And I ended up with this massive just hodgepodge of everybody. And no one responded to anything I was doing. I got 800 people in that group, and I'm going, what do I do with this? So now I know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to start looking for my mermaids. I'm looking for my mermaids. That's right, looking for my mermaids. And I feel fantastic. So sure enough, I feel so good. So if you are a mermaid who has lost your voice or in the process of getting your voice back and you need help, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I have a club. That's as far as I've gotten. And I'm going, okay, and I'm definitely doing public speaking because, dude, how can I not? And after this, it was just like, I feel it. Wow, do I feel it? And I really want to emphasize to you enough Like, holy shit, do I feel this? When I found my partner, no, sorry, dude, you are still my partner. I can feel it. Nope, he's my partner. I feel that strong. He is my sharing partner. When I met him, I had this real solid 80% of the people you are looking for have been found. That's what it felt like. I felt like, all right, I got me. I just got me. And then when I found the U of I, my partner, I went, wow, this is real solid. He's the one. It's the one. Like, it was that prior to him, I was absolutely polyamory. This is how much he's the one. When you're polyamorous and you meet the one, and suddenly you go, well, that's it. I'm monogamous now. It's weird. And I'm going, I have never in my life been monogamous. I have never in my life. Now what do? It's been very confusing. And I realized that polyamorous and monogamous are just spectrums again. And I'm going, I don't like that. I'm done with labels. I'm not going to try and figure this out. All I know is I'm very satisfied. I'm very happy. And I have my U of I. And I have stopped completely looking for anybody else because I am just that fucking satisfied. But it wasn't full, which was interesting. And I went, it's not full. It's like 80% full. And I thought, okay, well, do I have a secondary partner? What's this about? What's this? Is this a best friend? What is this feeling? It's the they of I. It's the they of I. I would say 80% of the people, well, there's you. Of course, there's you. But then you have 80% of the people is your U of I. But then there's like 20%. And this is, by the way, this is anybody. Your numbers might be different than mine. You might have 40% your U of I and 60% your they of I. The point is, this is important. This is really important. And for me, when I found my U of I, I'm like, this is 80% of this thing. I'm not full. I'm still looking for something else, but this is definitely a good chunk of it. And then I haven't been looking. I decided to do the whole, it's going to find me because I don't chase people. That's what I decided. So, yes, I have decided this. So, yesterday, as soon as I realized my U of I, or I'm sorry, my they of I with my mermaids, I went, oh my God, it failed right in. It failed in deep. Oh my God, did it feel deep? And I'm just going, I feel whole. I am so complete. That empty hole in my chest is gone. And I'm like, yes, there's happiness. And this is the best part. I am like 4 days before, and this is what it feels like. For me, it feels like physics. It feels like physics. I find my partner, and after things became unsettled and we had our shift, it's like, where are we? And it would feel like this needle on a barometer is doing this. And we would have a discussion and it would go here, but then it would be like, no, and then it would bounce over here. And it turns out I was forcing it over here. I was doing like, it's over here, and then it would bounce. And I'm like, he would say, no, it's over here. And I'm like, no, it's not over there. That's not logical. We are logical beings. And if something is not logical, every bone in our body hurts us. I cannot emphasize this enough. We are logical. We have to understand. It's why we say things like, oh, that makes sense. And then there's peace. Do you feel it? Every time you use the words, oh, that makes sense. Like, we need to write this down, people. Oh, that makes sense. Think about those words. That makes sense. When we find something that is logical, we all do this whole, oh, that makes sense. Why? Why do you think we do that? Why? I know why. It's because we are absolutely that logical. We have to have logic. But we're unaware of this because we got people like Spock walking around going, humans are illogical. You know what? You know what happened? Spock gaslit us. That's what this is. Spock gaslit us. He is the biggest gaslighter. I'm never going to be able to watch Star Trek the same. I'm not. I'm going to watch and be like, he's gaslighting us. He's gaslighting us. See, now I'm going to be over with McCoy going, Spock, what do you think it means? He's dead, Jim. That's where I'm going to be now. I'm going to be right there. He's dead, Jim. He's gaslighting us, Jim. That's what I'm going to be doing from now on. Thank you. Thank you, McCoy. That's where I'm at. So Spock is the biggest fucking gaslighter. So yeah, we are logical. We really are logical. My God, do I fucking need a stage? Do you see me oozing all over the place? This is what happens when you don't put an actress on a stage. This shit happens. I have been. I love networking. I love networking too. Oh, so my story with mermaids, with my mermaids. So I got my mermaids over here, and I got my networking over here, and I'm going. But I really want to network, but mermaids. But I want to network, but mermaids. And this is really where I struggled. Is I got this thing called triadic healing, and I'm going. This really needs to be out there. I can't. I feel really obligated. I feel ethically obligated to give this to the world. I have to do it. It would be horribly you don't write War and Peace and go, well, that was fun. Let's put that in the bin. You don't do that. You share it with the world. You don't write Atlas Shrugged and then go, well, that was a fun little journey and then throw it in the bin. You don't write Shakespeare and then go, so I've decided to just, that was fun to fill the time and let's just not do anything with it. You give it to the world. So here I am with my triadic healing and I'm going, I made it for me. It's just the shit I put together for my brain to get through my shit. And it works. Oh God, does it work? And I'm going, okay, I'll bin it now. So I've given it to my case study and I'm watching what she's doing with it. And I'm going, oh, holy shit. Let's tweak this a little bit. So now it's like my fun little science project. So I'm like tweaking this thing and I'm going, oh, holy shit. This thing is like, holy fuck, powerful. It's so much fun. And I actually have another case study I picked up and I'm going, part of me, I really kind of want to I'm just going to throw it out there. This is what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do because I really don't like healing people. I do and I don't. I like working with mermaids. I like working with mermaids. But what about everybody else? This is my solution. So what I'm going to do is this. I will be basically doing the NeuroHealth project. Once I have the $3,000 for certification, I'm going to get my booth and I'm going to be just pumping that out for free. So Triadic Healing will definitely go through that. And then I'm going to be using it for my Radical Global Healing Plan for World Peace, which this is the thing with the networking is I landed in with a bunch of world peace ambassadors. Yes, I did, because I love networking and I know my shit. So I got in with the right people and I know how to talk and I know how to like be smart and deliver properly and professionally. So I did all that and they're like, we need to get you in front of the right people. And I'm like, yes, you do. And then I spoke to a couple other people and they're like, we need to get you in front of the right people. And I'm like, yes, you do. So they're pushing me. Like I am getting out there. And so this is the way the world works. This is the ugly truth that most people don't know. This is the networking event, the networking group I'm part of. There is only one other group that is higher than this. There is only one group that is higher than this. One. That's it. There's nothing higher. This is where shit gets done. This is where change happens. Now, when people in the lower classes, the low and middle class, when they see rich people, they see these people. These are actually third and fourth perspectives. This is like Trump. And these are all the assholes who pretty much just kind of Wolf of Wall Street. That's where these people are. The government is here. I'm up here. See the difference? See the difference? This is the difference. So there's like a whole functioning group up here doing their own thing. They're still following the rules and the laws like everybody else, but they got the money and the vision and the network to get shit done. You don't get to that group unless you A, have money, B, have an idea, C, are smart. I want to say, no, I don't know if you can be born into it. But if you're born into that group, It's because you were raised right. Like these are the people who are highly ethical. Philanthropists. That's what I'm. These are philanthropists. These are the ones who have billions and all they do is give back to the world. That's all they do. If they're not working to give back to the world, they're coming up with a plan to give back to the world, or they are giving back to the world. That's all they do. It's extraordinary. Most of them have, okay, I've got my thing that makes money here. And then I've got my 20 projects that I just do for free because it's fun. And most of those is networking, helping people. And if you walk into that group, they open the door for you and welcome you in. So that's where I am now, is at that top group. I've got one more group to get into, but I literally have to be a billionaire to get into that group. And that is my plan. So, but once you get into that group, like, oh yes, that is I'm working on it. So I got my radical global healing plan, and I started putting that together. This is also why I created AnnaImagination.com, is to build okay, I need to look somewhat professional. So I put that together, and I loved how it all fit together. But I'm still torn between these two worlds, going, but networking, but my mermaids, but my networking, but my mermaids. And it was like this epiphany I had last night where I just went, well, this morning where I went, well, no, it was last night I had the epiphany of, oh my God, I can help voiceless mermaids learn to network. So, because networking is the core of everything, your progress, your success. You are you, and you have an idea. And without a network, you will sit in the port and go nowhere. Networking is literally the motor and the engine that propels everything you have forward, whether it be friendship, romance, dreams, desires, business, money, you name it. You're not going anywhere. People say that money is energy. These people don't have business sense. No, energy is not money. Money is a fruit. Bottom line, sex is a fruit and control is a fruit. They are not the energy. The energy is the motor that propels it forward. You want to know what energy is? Giving is energy. Networking is energy. Networking is the exchange of giving. It is the gift exchange. Receiving and giving are energy building. Energy is creating idea through gifting and exchanging, and then inventing something new. And then that energy of the creation is what propels it forward. Money doesn't do that. Money is just a fruit. It just sits there. Energy is all the nutrients that goes into a tree that blossoms. If money were energy, then you would have to have money to go anywhere in life. And you don't, because I'm broke as fuck and I'm up here with these people making plans and dreams and going places. Money is not energy. It's fruit. It is absolutely fruit. It is the fruit of your labor. Now, you can take a fruit, break it open, plant some seeds, and poof, you got another tree. But it's fruit. And the sooner you realize that, your relationship with money changes. There's a whole lot of people trying to manifest money, and they're going, it's energy, it's energy. No, it's not. No, it's not. Money is fruit. Yes, you can plant a fruit and get a tree, but it's fruit. You still need sunshine. That's energy. You need rain. That's energy. And you need soil nutrients. That's energy. And that is connection, network, and dreams. Imagination is energy. Now that I know a lot about. Am I intense? I'm intense because emotions are energy. That's right. Money doesn't do this shit. Money is paper that just flops around. Money is abstract. Money does not have a positive or a negative to it. It's just sitting there floppy like, because it's a fruit. That's right. So I'm looking at my mermaids now and I'm going, all right, I'm going to help mermaids network. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to teach mermaids how to network. And I love it. Oh my God, it's the best of both worlds. So I'm going to completely break the healing garden. I mean, I am stripping it down. I'm probably going to unpublish all of the pages and I'm rebuilding it. I mean, the brand is going to go with my pink little mermaid tail. Where is my, well, yeah, I have it right here. My business card. This is my business card. Let me see if I can get this right here. I got a lot of gorgeous lights here. Yeah, this is my business card with a little mermaid. So I'm this. Yeah, I love. This, by the way, is my appointment book. When people say, "Do you have an appointment?" I go, "Yes." This is my appointment book. Yeah, yeah, that's right. I have this very professional, sleek New York City thing happening with my crown and my mermaids because I'm that person. Yeah, dichotomy. So, oh my God, I feel fantastic. I feel really, I feel balanced and fucking aligned because I have my philosopher's compass filled out. So my U of I is defined. I know who I am. I know what I love. I know what I value, and I know what I believe. That is your philosopher's compass. That is your I of I. I say the I of I because it is the I of the self. So you have the I of the self, a you of the self, and then a they of yourself. That's what the I of I is, or the you of I. The you of I is the person. It's playing around with perspective and grammar. That's why I call it what it is. So there's I of I, and then there's you of I. But my you of I is your partner. This is your parents, your partner. This is your role model. And the reason why the U of I is so important, are you listening? The reason why the U of I is so important is because human beings learn through mimic repetition and role modeling. Like, that's how we learn. We have to have somebody to mimic. Ideally, it needs to be your future self. Whatever dream version of you that you have in your mind should be your U of I. But in most cases, it's our parents. And this is where a lot of people experience trauma. If you have really abusive parents or really mentally ill parents, you probably still have your parents in the role of you of I. And that's going to fuck you up because you are now modeling behavior that is not healthy. If you have a parent that is an alcoholic, I'm trying to figure out if that's a label or not. It is. I've decided that. If you have a parent who struggles with alcohol abuse, then that is your role model. You are going to mirror, and you are most likely going to mirror and replicate that behavior. So it is imperative that you get a different U of I when you heal. It's an acknowledgement of maybe my parents are not qualified to be a U of I. And this is really it. This is that moment where you have to really step back and assess, who is your you of I? Now, there's a flip side to all of this. Your they of I also is part of your mimic mirror response. If you surround yourself with a person who's like X, you are going to become person X. So be very selective about who you are choosing to hang around. If you choose narcissists, guess what? Empaths often replicate narcissistic behavior. An empath who hates on narcissists has a lot to learn. Rule number one, you don't walk away from a narcissist without narcissistic traits yourself. Fact. B, everybody has narcissism and empathy inside of them. Everybody. Really hard fact to learn. So understanding that, what degree of narcissism do you have in you? What degree of empathy do you have in you? It's an eye-opener. So it's really important that your they of I is healthy, that your you of I is healthy. Now, I like a rule of three. In the they of I strongly recommend 3 they of I's. I recommend 3 networking groups, 3 groups. The reason for this is why. One, what am I saying? I'm going to try that. That sentence all got away from me. Let's try that again. I am huge on having 3 communities. The first community, why do I keep saying this? Why is my subconscious mind taking me here? I'm going, no, conscious awareness is wanting to go here, but subconscious mind keeps taking me here. And I'm like, why? It doesn't make sense to go that way. I'm going to steer the ship. Okay, Rick, I'm steering the ship. When you have a they of I, you should have 3 communities. The reason why you should have 3 communities is because of your relationship with teacher and student. In most cases, you are going to outgrow your community. You do not want to have one community when you outgrow it because you're going to be screwed. This is why. You're going to repeat. And if you've maxed out and all of the people in your community are students, you're not growing. You have students to replicate. Imagine a kindergarten teacher and she's got a community of a bunch of 5-year-olds and she's maxed out and all of her only community are kindergarten students. Is she going to learn or grow? If anything, she's going to de-evolve. True story. She's going to de-evolve. She needs something else that plugs into her where she's the kindergartner and everybody else is the teacher. That way she keeps growing. So when she comes back to the kindergarten class, she's not going to shrink. She's going to be like, oh yeah, that's right. I am solid here. I'm the one in charge. I'm not 5. So you've got that. The reason why I say 3 is because you want 2 teaching and 1 teaching and 2 students. You want to be the student to 2 of those groups. You want to be the teacher to 1 because when you max out, you're going to basically want to cycle it over. That way, yes, be the teacher here, contribute, give back, be a cultivator, but then learn. Now, if one of those ends up maxing out, you suddenly are low on options again. And suddenly you're in a position where your resources are going to be dwindled because you're going, oh shit, I have an imbalance now. What happens if it leaves no room for error? So with 3, 2 of those being you, the student, you'll always have an area of growth. And as you max one out, that tells you never have more than 2 students. Never have more than 2 teachers. If you have a community where you are teaching more than 2 communities, you need to either combine that community and get a place where you're a student, or you have officially maxed out and you're doing more teaching than growing. Never do more teaching than growing. Never, ever. Good God, it's because that's just so close to getting locked in and then not growing. And it also puts an emphasis on the urgency of needing to find another group. Whereas there is no urgency if you are a student in 2 groups. I have my community over there where I'm the student. I love it. I'm the student. I have all of these networks. I have this one network. It's huge. And I have a lot of people that I'm learning from. Now I'm getting my mermaids. My mermaids is where I'm the teacher. So I am now going into this community where it's my mermaid club. That's right. It's going to be called the Mermaid Club. We have the Mermaid Club. And it's going to be me teaching them, look, this is how you open your voice. This is how you network. This is how you communicate. This is how you use your voice to propel your life forward, because it's all in the voice. All of it is. And this is the other thing, is when I was doing my healing, even now, after I'm done with my healing, going back over and over again, every single thing that I say, it keeps coming back to the same thing. This is about your voice and communication. Bottom line, every solution, every problem keeps coming back to this is about your voice and this is about your ability to communicate. And you are going to recover from your trauma only dependent upon how well you communicate and how soon you get your voice back. The sooner you get your voice back, the better you'll be when it comes to communication, which is why I say to people, podcast, is because you're getting your voice out there and you're practicing and you're pushing yourself. Absolutely do that. So you've got that community. I've got my mermaid community where I'm the teacher. I've got this other community where I'm learning. I'm absolutely a student in that group. So now I'm going, okay, I do need another group, one more group where I'm the student, where I'm going in and I'm like, all right, I need a place where I can learn. I need a group where I am at the disadvantage. And yeah, this is where, and that's it really. It's your ratio of advantage to disadvantage. And that's something I need to actually put together, because I built my one sheet today. Oh, let me see here. Da, 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 da. And that's something I want to put on there, is the authority, power, control. I love, love, love talking about power, authority, and control. Authority, power. It's one of my favorite talks to give. And control. What was I saying? Right. The role of student to teacher and giving and the gift exchange. Oh, it's really forgiveness, the forward thing, the forward giving exchange. All right, and I need to trademark that because that is absolutely my material. The role of student to teacher and the forward giving exchange. Do I want barter? The forward giving barter, forward giving trade. I don't know. I'll leave it exchange, but authority, power, control, the role of student to teacher, and the forward giving exchange. That's it. That's like one of my favorite things to talk on. Is that very much. So I have my one sheet. I absolutely love my one sheet. I just finished it this morning. I just added to it. So I have my story topics, my stage, my contact. I absolutely love how this is all coming together. So yeah, it's absolutely a lot of beautiful stuff coming together. Wonderful, wonderful progress being made. So yeah, so I'll need one more. I do have this other community, but I am definitely like everybody in the community is on drugs, on alcohol, and not growing. And I'm me. And I'm going, I don't want to be in this group anymore. I really don't want to be in this group anymore. But it's my only live in-person group. And I'm going, it doesn't feel good anymore. I really need to get a healthy in-person group. The problem is I don't have a healthy in-person group. It's really hard making friends in New York City because every group in New York City is invitation only, exclusive. There is no, okay, there are private or there are open, but you don't want to go to those in New York City. So it's strictly invitation only. And what I'm hoping to do is online meet some nice people and like establish. Okay, see, LA is fine. I could go to LA and have like instant party there. Like, it's so stupid how many my friends, all of my friends are in LA. All of my online friends are, every one of them is in LA. I'm like, this is stupid. This is so ridiculous. Everybody's in LA. Everybody's in LA. Like, it's crazy. Everybody's in LA. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm about to move to LA. I'm almost ready to move to LA. I can't move to LA. I've never been to LA. I'm afraid I'm going to fall in love with it. I don't want to fall in love with it. But truly, like everybody I love is in LA. And I'm like, I have more friends in LA and London than I do New York City. I have more friends in the Bay Area than I do New York. And those are my hot spots. The Bay Area. Yeah, I have like no friends in New York City, none at all. And it's like, yeah. So, yeah. It's really cold here. Like people are very cold here. And all the warm and fuzzy people that I get, they're all LA. LA people are like, they ooze all over the place with their warmth. It's so wonderful. And I've had so many people go like, you really are going to love LA. And I'm like, yeah. And it's also hippie central. So it's like, yeah. And I really, that's what I see but I love this. I love New York too much. So I don't know yet. It would not surprise me if I ended up with a place in New York, a place in LA, and a place in London, and I just hop, skip, and a jump between the three places all the time. That's what I really see me doing is that. So thinking. So that is it. This morning I was laying in bed and I had this realization of my they of I are these mermaids. And it's just a real full feeling of, oh, I finally know who I'm serving. I finally know who my people are. And it's funny because up to this realization, I'm like, I'm a mermaid over here. And then suddenly it's a realization of I've been looking for a community that relates to that this whole time. And I did not realize that I was like, if I had to pin myself, I would say that I'm just a mermaid. And, that's a thing I would do is I'm a mermaid in spirit. That's it. I'm a mermaid in heart. And then to finally have it all come together and realize, oh, I need a community of mermaids. Well, this makes sense. So this is what I'm going to be working on today, tomorrow, indefinitely, is just breaking down the garden, rebuilding it, And then, and I'm probably like, all I'm going to do today and tomorrow is just completely redo the website. So I am a huge believer that, no, I am a solid believer that something is right when it is consistent. If it's not consistent, then it's not right. I am a firm believer on that. And I'm just, I thought about going back through my podcast. I'll talk about that later. It's been, I have a backlog because it's been a while since I've been on. It's been a while, 2 days. 2 days. It feels like forever because it's been 2 days. So, yeah, I'm still definitely going to podcast. I was going to stop. I was thinking about that yesterday. Like, I think I'm done podcasting. And then I'm like, no, I just need to change the way I do it. And I know what it was. It was, I will reflect on this shortly. I need to digest, process. I don't want to get on another tangent when I'm at 56 minutes in. So thank you so much. And may the kindest of words always find you.